landmark.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the Neville Dealer Support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more up with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planting season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Gana Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gana Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gana Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build up the team culture at Gana Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GanaTrucking.com.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and we also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has come to the attention of the Nebraska Lottery that when people hear a radio commercial in their car for one of our lotto games, Powerball, Mega Millions, or Lucky for Life, they tend to begin daydreaming about how they'll spend the prize money if they win, instead of paying attention to the road. So please, when I tell you that Nebraska Lottery lotto games offer big money and big fun, keep your mind on driving. Do not start thinking about all the things you could buy if you win. Things like bright red sports cars, tropical vacations, 100-inch TVs, hot tubs, SUVs, and computer, motorboats.
Bob, snap out of it.
Oh, good heavens. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. Perhaps I should go home now.
You better let me drive.
Lotto games from the Nebraska Lottery. Ties odds vary by game.
Working at Continental isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great fits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental in Stratford and
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys want a happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is the 1 o'clock hour here, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Austin Orman with you. Happy hour sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting. You guys can chime in the show, 402-464-5685 on the Lincoln Hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Those are both open for you guys the entire way here, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as Allo Channel 951. All right, so we teased it. First of all, hello, Austin.
Welcome hey, Nick.
Back.
Long time no chat.
Yep, for sure. Well, let's get right back into it here. So I mentioned as we close out the water cooler just a few minutes ago that it looks like former Pittsburgh Panthers and Minnesota Vikings first-round pick has found Jordan Addison, that is, has kind of found himself in some trouble. Addison was charged with reckless driving last night. He was driving in his Lamborghini when Minnesota State Patrol clocked him going 140 miles per hour. according to a report from Sports Illustrated's Bill Enright.
Wow.
140,
Makes you think he went to Georgia.
Yeah, 140 miles per hour in his Lamborghini. Jordan Addison was pulled over and charged with reckless driving by Minnesota State Patrol.
Whoops.
I mean, it is so a former Biletnikoff Award winner, not that matters. Former Biletnikoff Award winner ends up going to USC, right? There's this big whole thing about how much money he's getting paid to go to USC, and how much he's making, apartments, houses, cars, family stuff. That, I mean, there was certainly tampering going on, but nonetheless, former Pittsburgh Panthers and USC wide receiver Jordan Addison charged with reckless driving after Minnesota State Patrol clocked him going 140 miles per hour in a Lamborghini, according to a report from Sports Illustrated's Bill Enright. So once again, first round pick for the Vikings. And it's disappointing when we see these types of things because Henry Ruggs, that whole situation is really sad. And although Henry Ruggs was in the wrong, there's that video of Nick Saban talking about Henry Ruggs and how, listen, he was the nicest guy. He was the most down to earth young man, and obviously made it through Alabama's program. But one horrible decision cost him his NFL career.
And so much more down the line.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it is gut wrenching. I mean, Henry Ruggs, I can't remember how fast was Ruggs driving.
Henry Ruggs was going,
was it
fast.
150? So 156.
Oh my God.
And there's that video that I believe it was like TMZ got first of Ruggs's Corvette driving down the road, and it was in a flash. You saw it, and it was gone. And now you have this one, unfortunately, with Jordan Addison going 140.
It's one of those things that I don't want to go so far and say, oh, look how fame has changed them, look how money changes them, because maybe that's not it. I think when you're going that fast, it's maybe some sort of a feeling of invincibility, some of the, the pushing the limits to some degree just because you can, and just getting so caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
And my guess again is going to be that these happen for the most part on straightaways.
Yep.
Without a lot of stoplights. So you just push a little further. What's 1 more mile an hour? What's 5 more miles per hour? As we saw with Henry Ruggs, catastrophic results if one little thing goes wrong, right? Like at that speed, we've seen even faster in NASCAR, right? And that's about as controlled an environment as you can get.
Yeah.
But if you're on the road with other people, you're going that fast. I don't care how many times you've turned around in the blink of an eye to catch, a hook route from a quarterback that's there when you turn around. That's controlling your own body. That's not controlling a, piece of metal that weighs 2,000 pounds, carrying you inside of it, carrying someone else inside of it. So no matter how good your reaction time is, you can't react to something you don't see coming. And that's where a little turn that goes too far, a little pothole, something in the road, little overcorrection, one slight wrong move is catastrophic. And you hope that this is the message that gets sent, that, hey, this is twice in the last few years now. We've had some major incidents with NFL drivers, even the Georgia players, and everything that went down in the tragic loss of life down there. It's something to be taken seriously. It's something we do every day, but it's not to be taken lightly, right? It's still a responsibility.
Yeah, so this article came out 14 minutes ago, and it was written by Thomas Newman of Sports Illustrated. And it's headlined, Vikings Jordan Addison cited for driving 140 miles per hour. This will provide a little more details than I read in my first one. It says Addison, age 21, is accused of traveling 140 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone.
It's going triple.
While driving a Lamborghini Urus, U-R-U-S.
Yeah.
According to a statement by the Minnesota State Patrol, the incident occurred on eastbound Interstate 94 near Dale Street in St. Paul, Minnesota, according to State Patrol. Yeah, so that just talks about his football career. But 140 miles per hour in a 55 mile an hour zone.
In an SUV, right? So Ruggs was doing his 156 in a Corvette, I think Stingray. Not that I'm a huge car guy, but I know that's a small car that it is meant for going fast. This is an SUV, right? It's supposed to be just, an upper end kind of family style vehicle that he pushed that fast. And again, it's going to weigh more. It's more dangerous if anything goes wrong. So to some degree, I hope Jordan Addison realizes how lucky he got that nothing was worse.
Yeah. And the fact that he pulled over.
Right.
Right. How do you even catch a guy going 140?
That's the thing. Like, you're putting the cops in danger too. One little thing goes wrong for them.
That's wild to think about. I mean, obviously, you see the lights, you start slowing down. They don't have to go as fast, but still.
But you slow down from 140 to 100?
100. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. Yeah, so that was a little bit of breaking news. Jordan Addison, Minnesota Vikings, first-round pick. He was selected, what was it, like 22nd, 23rd overall?
Yeah, mid-20s.
23rd overall, it looks like, by the Minnesota Vikings in the first round of the NFL draft last spring. So a little bit of news there. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and we'll take a break. When we come back, let's dive into Big Ten quarterbacks, because I want to make sure we have enough time to talk about this. We're going to go through every single team and just name off their quarterback that's going to probably start this year, and just kind of give our overarching thoughts, our overall thoughts on the Big Ten quarterback structure and the room as an entire conference. Because, I mean, Terrell and I kind of highlighted it earlier, just a very little bit. We have highlighted how deep the running back position is in the Big Ten Conference, but now it's time to do the quarterbacks, right? Obviously, a lot of new faces, a lot of people that maybe you don't necessarily know much about. So let's go ahead and kind of dive in a little deeper here. We're going to have plenty of time, 25, 30 minutes almost, to dive into these new Big Ten quarterbacks. What's going to happen at Ohio State? What about Drew Aller at Penn State? What about Kaliak Manis at Minnesota? We'll talk about all those guys and more when we come back. You are listening to the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half a block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, save.
Mission Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. Lots are starting. Some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel. So do not wait. Now is the time to buy a new truck. So stop on in or visit us online at koppelcars.com. You must have a trade-in and finance with Koppel. All deals with Roof Credit.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit, and you can check out our spaces before you visit in person with a virtual campus tour, an opportunity to see our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, and Milford as you learn about our programs and areas of study. There are virtual tours of our learning centers too. We can even take you on a personalized virtual tour. Learn more on our website, southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
You finally finished your man cave in the basement. Brand new furniture, huge TV, and all of your collector's items. You're ready for football season. You were so excited until one bad rain and it is all ruined. Don't risk a flooded basement and countless dollars in damages when it can be avoided. Call John Henry's today for a free sump pump estimate for your home.
45-55-55, John Henry's Plumbing, heating it in.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mix concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginnings in 1980, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Guys, when I first started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, I weighed in at over 300 pounds. Now, less than a year later, I'm under 200 pounds for the first time since high school. I'm stronger, I'm healthier, and it all began with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and guided nutrition coaching to help you reach your fitness goals. Their next 10-week challenge begins on April 8th. Wanting to change your life like I have, head to theticketfm.com and click on Enroll Now on the homepage. Plus, get a promo code for a discount just for ticket listeners. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Attention all Wings fans. 89s are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment, and training staff to serve you the best we can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. We're on the brink of spring cleanups for all of our existing customers and have limited spots left. We trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give us a call today at 402-432-272 to set up a meeting with one of our designers and get ready for Tailored Life's grand opening in Bennett.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish, and don't sleep on their socks, grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
Hey there.
Hi, honey.
Uh-oh.
Remember we told Jamie and Mike about Liberty First Credit Union, how great their checking account and car loans are, the amazing service we get, and how we love being members?
Yeah.
Well, they took our advice. Jamie said how easy it was to move all their accounts and become members. Now they say they're banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union.
Learn more about being a member at libertyfirstcu.com. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Member NCUA.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer process to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Problem gambling is more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended family members, and friends. If you are a loved one who's struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 476-2300.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments a time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah,
All of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 premium Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planting season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainer.
Herbie the Fourth ate his first solid food today, prompting a response of nothing but steaks all week for the Nebraska offensive line.
Then Enrique Alvarez Clary.
No more peaches and carrots for Herbie the Seventh. Baby food be damned.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Austin joining you. All right, Austin, so let's talk Big Ten quarterbacks.
Let's do it.
Because I would like to know, this was SportsIllustrated.com, by the way, and they ranked and rated the top quarterbacks in the Big Ten Conference. Also labeled how many starts they have, so that plays a factor into this. I want you to tell me who is going to be the starting quarterback for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Wait, they have a football team too?
It's unbelievable. The quarterbacks in the Big Ten Conference have changed, and there's so many new faces, or even if they're not new faces, new guys starting, that it's going to take, I think, a couple weeks for you to be like, okay, who does he play for again? Who does Hudson Card play for?
He plays for Purdue. That
Exactly.
one I know. But
Yes.
Indiana quarterback, I honestly don't. Do I have a reason to care? Nebraska doesn't play them. They're not going to be a factor.
Well, so let me just run through these guys, because I did not know Indiana's starting quarterback is going to be a transfer from Tennessee.
Oh.
Taven Jackson
Okay.
is a transfer from Tennessee, 0 career starts. So that's
Wonderful.
interesting there. Michigan State.
I only know this one because of DP.
Okay.
Noah Kim.
Yes. Noah Kim, 0 career starts as well. That's because Peyton Thorne ended up going to Auburn. Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you know Illinois'
Luke
starting?
Altmaier.
Nice.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss transfer. They got the Tommy DeVito, the Syracuse transfer, has
Yep.
come and gone.
I saw something. I think Illinois, like 8 out of the last 9 years, has had a transfer quarterback lead it in passing.
Oh my god.
Something like that.
Because before then it would be Brandon Peters.
Yeah.
So, or AJ Bush.
Oh gosh,
Or,
AJ Bush.
yeah.
Never forget legendary spring game performance from
AJ
AJ Bush.
Yeah, Nebraska's own. Anyway, so as a sophomore in 2022, Luke Altmaier appeared in 4 games and made 1 start for Ole Miss, completing 8 of 17 passes for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Did you know that Tommy DeVito last year in 2022 set an Illinois single season record for completion percentage?
Really?
At 69.6%.
Good for him.
Tommy DeVito.
Well done.
Tommy DeVito, 279 of 369 pass attempts. That's really good.
He had that many?
Yeah.
That
that's
honestly
really
feels
good.
like a lot, given how much Illinois ran the ball.
That's a really good percentage. I mean, honestly, in a good sample size amount too. 369 attempts with 2,650 yards and 15 touchdowns last year for Tommy DeVito.
Not bad.
Not bad at all, especially for a run-heavy offense like Illinois. Okay, Rutgers. No more Noah Vedral.
Okay, so that means it's either Gavin Wimsatt or Evan Simon.
Yep, you're absolutely
Gavin
right.
Wimsatt?
It is
He's
Gavin
back.
Wimsatt.
Yes.
Gavin Wimsatt, the junior signal caller, played in 8 games with 6 starts during the 2022 season, completing 65 passes for 757 yards and 5 touchdowns. Gavin Wimsatt. Minnesota, we know that one.
Ethan Kaliakmanis.
Hudson Card at Purdue.
Is he going to be like the new Kane Coulter?
Who's that?
Kaliakmanis.
Explain.
Well, that's what I'm asking, because I think Kaliakmanis is a little better with his arm. I think he's got a little more arm strength than Kane Coulter does. He doesn't look like a guy that should be able to run like he does. Same with Kane Coulter. I didn't think Kane Coulter looked like a running quarterback, but he was.
See, I disagree with that. Kane Coulter, I felt like he always destroyed Nebraska with his legs.
Right, but I never thought going in that he should have.
Northwestern, that the Kane Coulter years just remind me of when Nebraska would be ranked 10th in the country, and you would go into a Northwestern game like, all right, this team is 3-5. We should have no issue against these guys, and Nebraska should be able to get out of here with maybe not an easy win, but a Big Ten win, and we're gonna just move on, and we're still gonna be ranked 10th in the country next week. And then lo and behold,
here comes Kane Coulter.
As weird as this is now, Pat Fitzgerald and Kane Coulter would come into Lincoln and they would beat Nebraska every time. And Nebraska then would go on the road the next year and they'd beat Northwestern on the road. And then Northwestern would come into Lincoln and Northwestern would beat Lincoln. It's just ridiculous.
If I told you Kane Coulter's first name wasn't Kane, you would say.
Now that you bring it up, I remember knowing that. Could not tell you what it is. It's like Tyler.
Theotis.
Wow.
Kane Coulter.
Where does Kane come from? Is that his middle name?
It's his middle name.
Middle name.
Yep.
Who would have thought? Never forget when Kane Coulter tried to start the union and everything regarding everything.
One of the lawyers yesterday, not to get into everything Northwestern, but one of the lawyers said he wonders if this Northwestern stuff would have happened if the players would have been allowed to unionize.
My initial response would be it would still happen because this has been happening way later than 2013 when Kane Coulter wanted the union to begin.
Right. The union, I think, would have been great for that group. You would have obviously had to recruit more people into it because you wouldn't be able to just say, well, if you're not unionized, you're not part of the team.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. It'd be a small group of players. So either they recruit and it grows or that group leaves and it's gone.
Yeah.
Also, human nature overpowers any sort of agreement like that. So not to say it was allowed because boys will be boys, but that same sort of, bored college kids going to board college kids, where just because, we're in a union, that's not going to get rid of human nature.
Yeah. It's such a weird situation going on, obviously at Northwestern, not to get necessarily into it, but now they're The Athletic just wrote another article where they interviewed, I think it was 21 players and talked about how this had stemmed from years and years, and it's going back prior to Pat Fitzgerald even.
And to what Jay's been saying on Old School a lot is it probably didn't start out like this. It started with someone, and then someone or a group of someone's took it too far, and that's what it sounds like all these former players looking back are saying.
Which is just so weird because, first of all, some of the things that they've done, it's you still answer that question or ask the question of why? What does this do for you? Number two, it's unfathomable to think that this has been going on for years and years, and nobody said anything. There was never a little whiff of anything like this happening. not only just in Northwestern football, but in any of the other sports. But now it's like this ginormous waterfall that's just gushing down from the mountain that's basically just overwhelming everybody.
It's kind of like an avalanche, right? The one little snowball falls as it keeps going down the mountain, it gets bigger, because sometimes that's all it takes, right? And I can understand where there would still be some skepticism from some people where, oh, you're just seizing on the moment. Oh, you just want in. Like, that's a very real thing that we've seen happen before. But there are some cases that I tend to believe this is one of where that's not the case. And this is someone felt empowered to speak out. So now more and more people are doing it.
Well, and they felt empowered to speak out after, frankly, the university didn't.
Exactly.
It's almost like, once again, there's nobody here to blame except leadership. And yet you haven't heard from leadership, which we don't need to dive into that whole thing again. But that's what's so just mind-boggling, is that all of this started, and the first former player to come out and say something about it was because he said, listen, if the university's only going to suspend Pat Fitzgerald for 2 weeks, then this is not right. We got to figure something out here. And in the end, maybe this would not have changed everything about it. But it's hard not to think that, you know what, maybe it's not nearly as publicized or as, I guess, followed if Northwestern does its job and it either suspends Pat Fitzgerald indefinitely, it fires him that day, or they come out and have complete transparency of, hey, we've acknowledged this issue, but now Northwestern, this is something that I at least haven't mentioned on a show. Now Northwestern has to go and do a, what's it called? Go and do an external investigation.
Another two of them.
Two more of them to see that if Northwestern handles their problems correctly. So now they're sending out more investigations onto themselves because they did not do their job in the first place. It's ridiculous how much and how just crowded this is with information and just new things every single day. And it's not going to stop anytime soon.
Not even Ben Bryant can stop it.
Nope. Not even Ben Bryant, one of the transfers. He was from Cincinnati.
Yep.
Cincinnati. So Ben Bryant's in there. Other quarterbacks, Ohio State, you have Kyle McCord, I suppose. It sounds like he's going to be the starter.
Because Devin Brown's the other one, right?
Devin Brown is the other one. But so it seems like Kyle McCord, who has one career start's going to be in there. Hudson Card at Purdue, if I haven't mentioned him. Drew Aller at Penn State.
I'm in on Penn State. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to pick them to win the East or not. I am very, very high on Penn State.
Well, people may forget that Trey Potts from Minnesota transferred to Penn State. And so that backfield of Nick Singleton and Trey Potts is real fascinating now. Is really dangerous. So you have Drew Aller, who was a 5-star coming out of high school, I believe, or if he wasn't a 5-star, he was a high 4-star, and had to sit behind Sean Clifford, and he's probably a lot better than Sean Clifford was for the Nittany Lions. You already mentioned Ben Bryant at Northwestern, Jeff Sims at Nebraska, Tanner Mordecai at Wisconsin, Cade McNamara at Iowa, Talia Tagovailoa at Maryland, and J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. The only two returning starters in this Big Ten conference, Talia Tagovailoa and J.J. McCarthy.
And Nebraska gets them both.
Obviously,
both at home.
Obviously, Cade McNamara, if you want, however you want to say it, has good experience. 16 starts at Michigan, and he and Eric All both transferred to Iowa. So we'll see how that plays out. But I just think you look at this Big Ten conference and you don't know what to expect out of the quarterback play. You know what to expect out of running backs, especially guys in Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, Travion Henderson, heck, even Anthony Grant to some extent, but and such. But quarterbacks, you might have one that's a national name. Obviously, Talia's a national name, but he doesn't have a Raheem Jarrett this year.
He does not.
And I just wonder what kind of season Talia has And at the end of the year, are we only talking about J.J. McCarthy as a potential Davey O'Brien Award watch list?
I don't even know if he's going to be that good. Like J.J. McCarthy, I get why Michigan went to him, but I think he's going to actually settle more into being closer to Cade McNamara than anyone wants to admit. Maybe with a little more athleticism and ability to run outside the pocket. But J.J. McCarthy needs to take a leap. He wasn't the reason Michigan lost to TCU in the college football playoff last year. Like that defense got shredded, but he had a couple bad plays and some big moments. You know, Cade McNamara, what he did was avoided negative plays. He did that better than about anyone in college football. And as you look at the Big Ten as a whole, for being, you know, one of the power two as it is in college football with the SEC quarterback play is day and night better than the Big Ten. Right? So I just wonder what the Big Ten ceiling is. Clearly, Michigan has proven that you can make it to the college football playoff with a run first mentality, but they have all the pieces around it. They do. Whereas some of these other teams, that's all they have, right? They have a really good defense, have a solid run game, but they don't have that extra element Michigan has had from time to time.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of SEC teams have done a good job of tying it all together, playing football that makes sense, and especially in the biggest moment. So that's where I think the Big Ten needs another quarterback or two to step up on the national stage this year.
Interestingly enough, want to talk about one place that a lot of eyeballs have been on during the offseason has been in Boulder and Colorado. And Colorado just announced just at noon that 2 of their games this year have been sold out. Colorado versus Nebraska on September 9th, 2023 is officially sold out. Let's talk about that. Also, this kind of somewhat slipped under the radar yesterday. Deion Sanders is not going to be able to make it to Pac-12 Media Days. What does that mean for the conference? Because if you're the conference, you're not all that thrilled with the idea of the face of your conference, if you will, that especially for this offseason, not being there at Pac-12 Media Days, although he is missing for a completely acceptable and understandable reason. So we'll dive into that, talk about that coming up next. It's the Happy Hour, 402-464-5685. Feel free to continue to call and chime in. Call and text 402-464-5685 on the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. If you are listening to us, obviously the Royals are playing the Tigers, are getting ready to play the Tigers on our FM dial. So we are here still on the stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. Let's take a break. We wrap up the show and get you ready for On the Block with Strick and Austin coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like getting new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best we can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. We're on the brink of spring cleanups for all of our existing customers and have limited spots left. We trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give us a call today at 402-432-2522 to set up a meeting with one of our designers and get ready for Tailored Life's grand opening in Bennett.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? Worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish, and don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
Hey there. Hi, honey.
Uh-oh.
Remember we told Jamie and Mike about Liberty First Credit Union, how great their checking account and car loans are, the amazing service we get, and how we love being members?
Yeah.
Well, they took our advice. Jamie said how easy it was to move all their accounts and become members. Now they say they're banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union.
Learn more about being a member at libertyfirstu.com. Union. Banking with purpose. Member NCUA.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway and Banner Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. Problem gambling affects more than the gambler. It affects spouses, children, extended family members, and friends. If you are a loved one who's struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's helpline at 402-476-2300, 476-2300.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales and parts and service teams are ready to serve you this planning season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You're listening to Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
A gorilla bear versus polar bear.
A what bear versus a what bear?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
A gorilla bear versus a polar bear. Polar bear.
One more time.
Gorilla versus a polar bear.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
On the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Austin Orman with you, getting you ready for On the Block with Strick and Austin. Strick out of town, isn't he?
Yeah, on the show, but out of town.
On the show, out of town, here on a Thursday. So Colorado football has announced that they have 2 sellouts for home games this year. They are Nebraska on September 9th and Stanford on October 13th. That Stanford one is part of Family Weekend, though. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Either way, what's also interesting here, and this is just something I noted, look at the main sponsor on the graphic that they released for Nebraska's sellout, FNBO. One of the biggest sponsors for Nebraska athletics as well.
Yep.
And isn't their name still on Pinnacle Bank Arena?
I think so.
Yeah. So, and then if you look up or zoom in even a little bit more, it says an official bank of CU athletics. Wait a minute. I thought it was the official bank of the Huskers.
Raiders!
I thought it was the official bank of the Huskers. But either way, so those are the 2 games. So Folsom Field capacity, Austin. I have to look this up here real quick. Capacity, if I can spell capacity, 50,183. You already know where I'm going with this. How many are Husker fans?
How many were Husker fans last time? Because I would guess
just as much.
Probably the same amount. Because here's the thing. I don't think Nebraska fans are going to travel quite as much because that was still early Scott Frost era. I think Colorado fans are even more excited, right? With Deion in town. I think that's going to build some hype. They'll buy some more tickets. And they've had that whole, no red in the stadium thing that clearly is not going to work. And that's just where I was going to go. Had it last time, didn't work. Plenty of Nebraska fans will find their way in. I would say probably 60-40 Nebraska fans.
Okay.
75-25 seems a little high. 70-30, maybe 65-35, 60-40 Nebraska.
Yeah. So 60-40. All right. Well, I think that's something Nebraska fans could be okay with. Okay. So along the lines of Colorado here, just to round out the show, it was announced yesterday, actually at the end of our show, that Deion Sanders is going to be missing Pac-12 Media Day in Las Vegas because he has to undergo another surgery to remove blood clots in his right leg. He's also getting 2 toes readjusted on his left foot. Sanders recently dealt with blood clots along with other factors from having 2 toes amputated on his left foot. A quote, ride or die who has been by Prime's side throughout his latest battles is Lauren Askevold, which I'm not sure. Oh, the Buffs assistant athletic trainer. That's her. She is. Gives a brief synopsis of what CU coaches will face while he goes under the knife. So Askevold came with Sanders from Jackson State and was entrusted to handle day-to-day duties for health needs. It has been a process for Askevold, but one she wouldn't trade for the world, she says. That's kind of crazy, but this is the point I was kind of getting to. If you're the Pac-12 conference, you have been struggling mightily to figure out a media deal and find a suitor for your Pac-12 media deal rights. And if you are also the Pac-12, the face of your conference in this offseason on a national scale is now not going to be able to be at Big Ten or Pac-12 media days, rather. So you're going to rely on Lincoln Riley and Dan Lanning.
Oh gosh.
Like
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly. But nobody in the entire country, whether it's Big Ten, SEC, Pac-12, would carry the amount of charisma, confidence, swagger,
force of personality,
whatever you want to call it. Nobody has that Prime does.
I love Kyle Whittingham. He ain't got that.
No,
not at that level.
Not. And so if you're the Pac-12 and you're just starving for any publicity that you can get right now, and in the Pac-12 media days landscape, now Colorado is going to send their defense coordinator instead, so that's going to be fine. But on the Pac-12 media day landscape, when you're trying to get publicity, you're looking for these quotes that can take not only the conference, but maybe even the country by storm at times. And now the guy that is practically a walking advertisement of the Pac-12 and of Colorado is not going to be there.
If you're an opposing coach, are you disappointed Deion's not there? So obviously you wish him the best. You wish him a quick recovery.
Yeah.
Are you disappointed he's not there because you were hoping he was going to take questions away from you? It would make your life easier. Maybe. Or are you happy he's not there because you're already sick and tired of hearing from him and maybe you won't get asked about him all the time now?
I do wonder how many questions are brought up regarding Deion and what he did at Colorado this offseason.
Right.
How open are other Pac-12 coaches to talking about it? And I would wonder are USC and UCLA a little more open and saying, you know what? Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's going on, because guess what? This is our last one here.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Screw it.
What are you going to do? Kick us out?
Right.
So, which Pac-12 can't afford to kick anybody out, right?
Nope.
And so that's just one thing that's super fascinating is that the face of the league this offseason of the Pac-12 conference is not there.
It's If you would have told me a month ago that Colorado was sending its defensive coordinator to media days, I would have felt terrible for him. Like, how do you replace Dion? You're going to be such a disappointment, a letdown. Northwestern's defensive coordinator has it worse, though.
Yeah.
So these are a couple guys that are sent into tough spots, not equally tough. I think what David Braun is dealing with is going to be tougher, but it's a different kind of challenge for Colorado's DC to try to figure this out. Like, how do I hype up our program when the guy everyone wanted to talk to isn't here?
What's coming up on the show today?
It's going to be a good one. We're going to talk some Nebraska men's basketball. The non-con came out yesterday, kind of go through that. What do we want to see and hear from Nebraska in Spain? Missing a couple key players on that foreign trip. We'll go over that. Wooden Award preseason odds came out. A lot of big men on the list. DP got me thinking about the top 5 Husker Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Nice.
Strick and I'll go through that. And then Major League Baseball dugout tantrums. Had a couple legendary ones last night.
That'll do it for us. Stick around. On the Block with Strick and Austin is coming up next. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me since 8 a.m. this morning. Austin's going to get you covered through the rest of your afternoon with some help of the other guys here at the station. On the Block coming up next. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and it is Truck Month at Koppel, and we are pulling out all of the stops for this gigantic event. The lots are starting to fill, and we have some great deals for you waiting in Louisville. Brand new GMC Sierra Light Duty and new Silverado Light Duty trucks. All trim levels have up to $4,000 in discounts. That's right, up to $4,000 off all new light duty trucks right now at Koppel.